a forum that where wisdom in many ways embraces innovation, where vision converges with action, and where together we chart the course of our shared digital destiny. For over 2 decades, the GSR has stood as a beacon of collaboration that has guided nations across continents towards a world that is not just connected, but a world that is inclusive, a world that is sustainable, and a world that is resilient. And this year's theme of regulation for sustainable digital development, I think every word in this theme really conveys the essence of what are key requirements through our digital carriageway in the world today. The question before us today is what will it take for regulators to be ecosystem builders? It urges us to rise above the role of mere overseers, but to embrace the nobler mantle of architects, custodians, and enablers of tomorrow's digital societies. In India, as you well know, digital transformation is not an abstract concept confined to boardrooms or business districts. It's a lived reality that is etched into the lives of our 1.4 billion citizens. From the deserts of Rajasthan to the lush hills of the Northeast, connectivity has become the bloodstream of empowerment. With the promulgation of the Telecommunications Act 2023, we today have ushered in a forward-looking framework attuned to the age of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and SATCOM. And with the Telecom Cybersecurity Rules 2024, we've built the safeguards that instill resilience and trust in an interconnected age. And today, these results are before the world stage today. Our 5G revolution, which today covers 99.99% districts of our country. We've got close to over 300 million users, delivering the highest per data consumption in the world. We've got close to about 475,000 mobile towers that have been set up. We're setting up close to about 100 dedicated 5G use case labs across all our information technology and engineering institutions across the country. And therefore, India is no longer just a vast market for technology, but has firmly positioned itself as a global co-creator. And therefore, today our standing among the top 6 nations in 6G patent filing testifies to this transformation of India's digital rise that is not about connectivity alone, but shaping the very frontier of technological innovation. We really believe, Your Excellencies, that as regulators, we no longer stand as gatekeepers at the periphery of industry, but we stand at its very heart, shaping that transformation. Regulation should not and is not a fence to restrict. It is a garden to be nurtured, and we are its gardeners. In our opinion, our way in which we balance the promise of AI, encourage innovation to bloom, proning misuse before it spreads, cultivating resilience that endures. And I think the concept of AI, flourishing it without endangering society, is extremely key today. Designing regulatory sandboxes, allow bold ideas to be tested safely before scaling, and embracing universal access as a collective responsibility. In India, we've got an institution called the Digital Bharat Nidhi, which we call the DBN, where we are ensuring 100% saturation, ensuring that no community is left behind. And that demonstrates that as regulators, how we can lay the backbone of growth and empowerment for billions, offering lessons for the world. I also do believe that when we say that we are building a $1 trillion digital economy, telecom is the engine that drives those ambitions. By 2028, we hope to reach that figure. We hope to contribute 12% of our country's GDP, employ over more than 14 million people, with a productivity that is nearly 5 times higher than the rest of the economy. And from ICT services and electronic manufacturing to digital platforms and the digitization of traditional sectors like banking, retail, and education, its impact is both deep and pervasive. By 2930, our digital economy is projected to contribute close to 20% of our GVA, the gross value addition, surpassing agriculture and manufacturing. And that's going to be driven very clearly by AI, cloud, and the rise of global capability centers, of which India already hosts more than 50% of the world. We're also promoting Open RAN, private 5G, AI-driven networks, secure IoT ecosystems, and we're nurturing a fertile ground where startups, enterprises, and academia can converge to script this digital future together. So, with these opportunities also come challenges for us as regulators. And a couple of the challenges that I would like to detail: one, spectrum is costly, it's fragmented. Infrastructure growth is sometimes slowed by right-of-way issues and low fiberization. Cyber threats are intensifying. Regulation itself is evolving, it's dynamic. And in that environment, it's very key that we must move forward very, very carefully, but with sure steps. We must rationalize spectrum costs, harmonize bands to unlock affordability and efficiency, accelerate full fiberization of towers to provide the backbone for next-gen connectivity, and at the same time push forward indigenous 6G research and development to secure technological leadership. So if this is our challenge and this is the journey that we have to embark upon, then I think this demands deeper global collaboration in shaping agile and inclusive regulatory frameworks. It also requires the creation of regulatory sandboxes to safely nurture frontier technology. And finally, the adoption of digital consumer charters to ensure fairness, transparency, and trust, all three attributes which must remain the cornerstone of our digital age. In conclusion, I'm reminded by a timeless truth that the future will not be governed by rigidity but by vision, not by control but by trust. I'm confident that this symposium will not just be a dialogue of ideas but a launchpad for global best practices. And I do hope that together we embrace the role of ecosystem builders, ensuring the digital world that we shape is faster, smarter, safer, and fairer, and above all, inclusive. May the light of regulation guide this digital age. And if we are successful, we'll not merely connect people, we will empower them. We will not just build networks, we will build nations. We will build a global village. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Excellency. Very insightful. I would like to follow up. Is the Minister online? Or?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Maybe he's left. Oh, okay. Thank you. We recognize the great success that you have achieved as a country. And in 2023, I was privileged together with our Secretary General to attend the launch of our area office in New Delhi that you kindly host, and also we listened to the address by His Excellency the Prime Minister about the 6G vision it was, and we met in DOT and a lot of startups and innovators. Now, if our regulators here present want to go relief from your experience, particularly with regards to digital public infrastructure, and how that could be used as benchmark, what would be your advice to them?
So I think, Your Excellency, there are a couple of, let me start by a couple of illustrations of how we have done it. And what's very clear in the world, that is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Everything has to be tailored to each country's and each region's domestic environments. And I think in that environment, some of our capabilities, I would just like to throw a little bit of light. We've had many successful platforms in India like Aadhaar, United Payment Interface, and DigiLocker. And this has enabled many people who have been left out of the digital age to become a very important force, multiplier force, to move the economy forward in India as well. So the first was Aadhaar, where it's a biometric digital ID, and it helps us as a recognition mechanism to be able to deliver all government programs directly into beneficiaries' accounts. So whether it's issues like pensions, subsidies, welfare schemes, across the board. And last year in fiscal 25, our DBT transfers were close to about $81 billion, all done digitally, all done at the click of a button, and all securely transferred into people's accounts. The second was UPI and UPI Lite. We're today doing close to about 19 billion UPI transactions a month, close to about 232 billion a year, transferring close to about $2.8 trillion across our system. And UPI Lite handles the same faster online payment options for small transactions. We are looking at an expansion of UPI now to about 20 countries by 28-29 countries, including Sri Lanka, Nepal, Mauritius, France, the United Arab Emirates, and many more. The third is DigiLocker and our account aggregator. It's a cloud-based digital locker platform with close to about 570 million people that subscribe to it, for all your digital documentation, which is stored in a personal vault, only accessible to you, not to the user, completely secured in every format. And the account aggregator, we've got close to about $15 billion worth of loans that have been sanctioned through the account aggregator. So what's the message and the learnings for us as a country, which could possibly be important for other countries as well? The first, as a regulator, is to ensure that we prioritize interoperability and open standards. We must put in place the carriageway, and on that carriageway, we must allow private players to innovate on top of those public rails. So, for example, DigiLocker was a Ministry of IT innovation, but today it's used by banks, universities, insurance companies, and employers to issue, verify, accept many kinds of identifications. The second is to be able to build inclusion and trust. And for that, the regulatory framework needs to be in place. So we've put in place the Digital Personal Data Protection Act of 2023 that focuses on user privacy, consent, and data fiduciary obligations, and establishes a legal foundation for handling personal data in DPI systems. So to be able to bring about the engendering of trust, public trust in an open system that allows people to engage. The third is encouraging public-private collaboration. We have to move to a co-creation mindset. We have to bring all stakeholders onto the table and allow them to operate in this new environment. And that means something that I've alluded to in my address: sandbox environments, pilot projects, iterative regulatory adjustments that balance both innovation but with safeguards. And finally, I think we need to also maintain a high degree of agility in governance. We all are very aware that technology moves way faster than our regulation. And therefore, to be able to maintain regulatory agility so as to move with the times, move with technology, and to give our own example, Over the last 10 years, we've introduced more than 11 regulations to make sure that we develop and promote UPI and technology in India. And therefore, in the bigger picture, three attributes, I would say that digital public infrastructure is about, one, empowering people, making services accessible to all, and finally, building trust at a large scale. If we manage to bring all of these attributes together, then penetration and adoption will be the outcome.
Thank you very much, Excellency. Just in a few words, my last question to you. As the world grapples with the governance of artificial intelligence, what is India's vision for a regulatory framework that both accelerates innovation and ensures that AI is developed and deployed in a way that is inclusive, ethical, and truly serves the public interest?
So here too, Your Excellency, I do believe that what we are trying to do is to follow a balanced approach, one that supports innovation, but at the same time ensures safety, ethics and inclusion. I think that a regulatory framework must be built on three characters. One, it should be open. Second, it should be flexible. And the third, it should be focused on public good. Our India AI mission is a project that has been flagged off by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2024 with a budget of close to $1.2 billion. And the aim is really to create computing capacity, but at the same time foster safe and trusted AI and build innovation capability within India. There'd be four attributes that I would look at in terms of a successful policy as far as AI is concerned. The first is that it must be inclusive, and we've introduced a program called Bhashini, which is a national language translation model that actually translates across all Indian regional languages using an AI technology. The second is AI should be ethical and safe by design, and our Security Exchange Board of India has issued a 5-point AI/ML rule book, which will be applicable in capital markets. The third is to have open and collaborative innovation, and that really depends on capability of ensuring AI through open source platforms, which we are pushing in India. And the fourth, I think we need to come together as a global village. Global cooperation is very, very key. And a case in point for you is at the 2025 AI Action Summit in Paris, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also present. We co-signed a declaration with 57 other countries calling for inclusive, ethical, sustainable and open AI. So I think AI is something that must be for everyone. It must be for the farmer that needs to be able to access technology for his products, for his crops. It must be for a student that wants to attend classes virtually. It must be for patients that need to access healthcare. It must be for societal good. And that is our resolve in India. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency. Our take of the day is what you said. Regulation is not about gatekeeping. It is a garden that we ought to nurture. Thank you very much. Please help me to thank His Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you.